Well, the Trump administration announcing some new rules that would allow migrant families held at the southern border to be detained together until their asylum claims are processed. You know, that change ends the Flores settlement agreement that had set a 20-day deadline to keep undocumented minors in immigration custody. Officials are defending the new proposal, saying it would deter anyone seeking to cross illegally into the U.S. from Mexico.
These families are going to be held in ICE custody in family residential centers. I want to be clear that they are not going to be held in Border Patrol stations. So that frees up my agents first and foremost.
So what could this change mean? Let's bring in our legal panel. David Schwartz, defense attorney and former prosecutor. Alex Little, criminal defense attorney and litigation attorney and partner at Burr and Foreman down in Tennessee. He's also a former federal prosecutor and former assistant U.S. attorney. Welcome both. David, let me start with you. Because, David, you've represented the president in the past on these type of issues. So why should, in your view, the Flores agreement be scrapped?
Well, the Flores agreement, the Flores agreement should be scrapped because it's an unworkable situation right now. The original, in 1997, Lizette Flores case versus Janet Reno, basically it set all the minimum standards for detention. It didn't have this 20-day rule. The 20-day rule only came into effect under President Obama when they were challenging it. The judge stated that a child cannot be detained for more than 20 days. So what happened was you have all these illegal crossings. It's gone up by 90%, yet about 475,000 the first 10 months of this year. And basically what's happened is it opened up the floodgates. So because after 20 days, the families get released together. So now we're going to have these family residential centers, which are much different than what we're seeing on TV with the so-called cages.
So now what you're saying is that migrant families who come and seek asylum then, David, that they would then be held together until their asylum cases go through the court system?
Yeah, yes, and what the Flores, what the new interpretation does, it creates very strict standards concerning health, education, wellness, and that the families would be kept together in good conditions.
You know, it's going to be challenged, Alex. They've already announced that activists will challenge this because they say holding minors in detention for a long time has psychological traumatic effects, among other things. Do you think that this law will be changed?
I think it's going to be really hard for the administration to get this sort of change through with the current Flores framework. But one of the things that the administration has going against it is it's now litigated these issues a number of times and it's lost. And it's taken positions that I think the courts have found really outrageous. I mean, just a few months ago in the Ninth Circuit, they took this position that maybe you didn't need to provide a clean sleeping area or toothpaste and a toothbrush to be sanitary conditions. So the court, you know, the Trump administration has taken very different positions than the Bush administration and the Obama administration about how this has been administered. And I think the courts are going to push back, particularly now, given the sort of severity of what we've seen in some of these CBP facilities, which are different than the ICE facilities, but are going to house the same sorts of populations.
But do you think these new type of facilities where a family could be held together, which certainly one would want that a family to be held together versus what happens now, do you think that could mitigate any type of challenge?
It could mitigate, but again, I think the real problem is that when the attorneys go in for the administration and they make an assertion like that and say these are nicer facilities, the court's going to push back and say, you know, you told me this about separating families and it turned out you had that information wrong. When the Trump administration has made these misrepresentations to the court time and time again, particularly in the context of immigrants, they're going to have a hard time being able to stand up in court and be taken seriously.
What about those who would say, well, you know, they shouldn't have these rights because they're entering the country illegally?
Well, some of the things we're talking about here is asylum. Asylum is under international law. You have a right to seek asylum. So it's not illegal to seek asylum in the United States. The question is, until it's adjudicated that the asylum determination is appropriate, how do you hold people in that process? And so it's not as if they're entering illegally. They're entering legally under the asylum process. The question is, what do you do until there's a judicial determination of asylum?
So, Alex, finally, your prediction?
I think they're going to have a really hard time in the short term getting this through. There may be separate cases brought in separate jurisdictions, which may come down differently. The Texas litigation versus, say, California litigation. But ultimately, the change is not going to happen anytime soon.
And, David, your prediction. How do you think this will go through the courts?
Well, yeah, I think based on the fact that they have these strict requirements now, which is different than the other applications, I think eventually it will pass muster and will be allowed this new rule. I think it's necessary in order to stem this flow.
And we'll see how it goes. We'll be following in court David Schwartz and Alex Little. Thank you both, of course.
Thank you.
And we will be right back.